Hey guys, so over the last day or two, I've just sort of been evaluating everything I brought home, taking a look, checking to see what kind of pages I'm missing, if I am indeed missing any, and just trying to work on all the loose catalogs. They are now fixed, and they're actually on the main part of the shelf with the rest of the catalogs, which is nice. Glad I didn't have to keep them separated. And I also did a little bit of reorganization just to make everything else work a bit better. So let's get right into it. Now, first, I think I'll address the loose catalogs, because that was by far the biggest question that I had on how I was going to fix. Well, I did come up with a pretty genius idea. Well, I say I came up with it. Actually, the people at the showroom did it first with this Concord here. They zip-tied it. So I zip-tied the two loose Minkas, the loose Prestige and the loose Fanimation, and now they're all held together fine. And I use this one as an example because in this one, the binding throughout the whole thing is like totally shot. And basically, it still functions as a normal book. You can still like turn through it and everything. Obviously, some of the pages may stick out a little more, but as you can still see, it still does its thing. It still opens. It still serves its purpose. Because the binding is damaged on this one, it doesn't matter if I like leave it open like this, because there's already like no binding to be had pretty much. If it was one that was in better condition like this Hunter here, the center binding is still okay, and on this other Minka here, the binding is still partially okay. So like those ones I'd be a bit more careful with, but for this one and then staple ones, I can let them fall open anyways. They're much better now, and they can't fall apart. The only way they can fall apart is if along all of the binder holes it tears, and in that case then I could just tape it and repair it. Of course that would cause a lot more problems than it's worth, but I would still be able to repair any damage. And also they're pretty unpermanent as well. You can just take a little scissors or some sort of cutter and cut right through the zip ties and undo that if you so desire. So it doesn't really affect the books negatively in any ways. And also, in terms of missing pages, nothing too severe. I think the Craftmate is missing a page but there's nothing interesting, just the Warplanes. I think the Oak and the Crystal. The Oak and the Crystal are just kind of uninteresting fans. They've been around for a while. I prefer the older Oak with the vents than the ventless one. One of my Emersons is missing a page. I think it's missing both the Oracle and the Casa Grande. Once again, nothing too interesting there. I got essentially one out of the two pages for both of those, because the one that split both of those models is missing. And then that Fanimation is missing the beginning page to the Louvre and also the Islander, besides the beginning page to the Islander. And once again, nothing too interesting. Those are some pretty common fans that we know a lot about, so nothing really too major there that's missing. Obviously, I mentioned that Kendall's missing some pages. And then I think the 2005 Monte Carlo might be missing a page. However, it's of the Mach 2, and the Mach 2 has literally been around for frickin' years. I have that in so many other catalogs. It does not make a difference to me. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that the rest of the catalogs are complete with everything that would interest me. So really got pretty lucky that if pages were missing, it wasn't anything too severe. That would be a great loss. And yeah, that's about what I've been doing here. And then obviously, you can see I threw another bookend here because I don't want all these little books being held up or holding up all the big books. That just doesn't work too well. So I sort of separated the bookends. Then just on the outside, I have these here. I moved the Northern Tool books away because they were just kind of not, they didn't really fit too well. This works a lot better. And I also moved the one Fanimation book just down there onto the floor, so it wouldn't be putting too much weight on these binders here. And the only other thing I did was just quickly open up the Concentra to see how I'm going to wire in that pull chain. I still got to work that out, so at some point I'll have to go ahead and do that. But for right now, I am not going to bother with that. That'll be something for a later date. So yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Oh, actually, before I go, I put it in the description of my the previous video, but I don't think I don't know how many people would have actually read it. But I did forget to mention that I did grab a couple other spare Fanimations, most notably another 2013-14 and another 2011. I do believe that's a majority of the things I skipped. I don't remember if I mentioned it. I also did get a Hunter Lighting 2007 book that's in here somewhere. Not 100% sure where, but it's there. And there might be a couple other just random sort of duplicates I skipped. Like I got another 2012 Minka and another 2008 Minka. Like some of these things I probably skipped, but Yeah, I did do a total count, and I'm somewhere around 70. I don't know, there's a couple things that may not be counted by you guys' catalogs. I didn't really count them either, but it's just sort of mixed up for that reason. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this video now, so thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.